Miss this and you're stuck in Linux admin while others transition to DevOps roles, unable to secure their Kubernetes clusters and protect sensitive data from unauthorized access. A real-world scenario that highlights the importance of security in Kubernetes is when a Linux admin discovers that their cluster has a security vulnerability in production, allowing unauthorized access to sensitive data. This vulnerability can be due to a misconfigured role-based access control (RBAC) policy, inadequate network policies, or poor secrets management. What it does: Kubernetes provides several security features to protect clusters from unauthorized access, including RBAC policies, network policies, pod security standards, and secrets management. RBAC policies control access to cluster resources, network policies regulate traffic flow between pods, pod security standards enforce security best practices for pods, and secrets management securely stores sensitive data. Command example. Breaking it down. The above example creates a new RBAC policy that grants access to a specific namespace. The role object defines the permissions, and the role binding object applies the role to a user. The API groups field specifies the API groups that the role applies to, the resources field specifies the resources that the role applies to, and the verbs field specifies the actions that the role allows. Common mistakes. A common mistake when creating RBAC policies is to grant excessive permissions, which can lead to unauthorized access to sensitive data. Another mistake is to not regularly review and update RBAC policies, which can lead to stale permissions and security vulnerabilities. Try this next. To further secure your Kubernetes cluster, create network policies to regulate traffic flow between pods. Network policies can be used to isolate pods from each other, preventing unauthorized access to sensitive data. What it does: the above network policy isolates pods in a namespace, preventing unauthorized access to sensitive data. The pod selector field specifies the pods that the policy applies to, and the ingress and egress fields specify the traffic flow rules. Breaking it down. The network policy uses the pod selector field to select the pods that the policy applies to. The ingress field specifies the incoming traffic rules, and the egress field specifies the outgoing traffic rules. The policy types field specifies the types of traffic that the policy applies to. Common mistakes. A common mistake when creating network policies is to not specify the correct pod selector, which can lead to the policy not applying to the correct pods. Another mistake is to not regularly review and update network policies, which can lead to stale policies and security vulnerabilities. Try this next. To further secure your Kubernetes cluster, enforce pod security standards using the Pod Security Policy (PSP) admission controller. PSPs define a set of security rules that pods must comply with, such as running as a non-root user or using a read-only file system. What it does: the above PSP enforces pod security standards, such as running as a non-root user or using a read-only file system. The privileged field specifies whether the pod can run in privileged mode, the run as user field specifies the user that the pod must run as, and the FS group field specifies the file system group that the pod must run as. Breaking it down. The PSP uses the privileged field to specify whether the pod can run in privileged mode. The run as user field specifies the user that the pod must run as, and the FS group field specifies the file system group that the pod must run as. The volumes field specifies the volumes that the pod can use. Common mistakes. A common mistake when creating PSPs is to not specify the correct security rules, which can lead to pods not complying with security best practices. Another mistake is to not regularly review and update PSPs, which can lead to stale policies and security vulnerabilities. Try this next. To further secure your Kubernetes cluster, use secrets management to securely store sensitive data, such as database credentials or API keys. What it does. The above secret stores sensitive data, such as database credentials or API keys. The data field specifies the sensitive data, and the type field specifies the type of secret. Breaking it down. The secret uses the data field to specify the sensitive data, and the type field specifies the type of secret. The metadata field specifies the metadata for the secret, such as the name and namespace. Common mistakes. A common mistake when creating secrets is to not use the correct encoding, which can lead to the secret being stored in plain text. Another mistake is to not regularly review and update secrets, which can lead to stale secrets and security vulnerabilities. Pro tip. To ensure the security of your Kubernetes cluster, regularly review and update your RBAC policies, network policies, pod security standards, and secrets management. Use tools such as kubectl and kubeadm to automate the process of securing your cluster, and use monitoring tools such as Prometheus and Grafana to detect security vulnerabilities and anomalies.